President Hamid Ansari, is one of his last interviews as Vice President, had said that there is a feeling of unease and sense of insecurity amongst the Indian minority community. Mr. Ansari's second term as Vice President ends today, and in an interview he referred to the incidents of lynching and Ghar Wapsi as breakdown of Indian values, and that the very fact of the Indianness of any citizen being questioned is a disturbing thought. Listen to an excerpt from that interview.
From all I hear from different quarters in the country, I heard the same thing in Bangalore, I've heard from other parts of the country. I hear a great deal more about it in North India. The problem has always been primarily a political problem, and it has to be addressed politically. Well, when young boys and girls come out onto the street and throw stones, day after day, week after week, month after month, it is something to worry about, because they are our children, they are our citizens. Firstly, it is a social aberration. It is not a religious requirement. The religious requirement is crystal clear, emphatic. There are no two views about it. But patriarchy, social customs has all crept into it to create a situation which is highly undesirable.
Coming in at this point, Hamid Ansari's successor, Vice President-elect Venkaiah Naidu, has hit out at him, saying the minority issue is being used for political purposes. Let's listen in.
The agenda should be politics of development. Competition has to be how much development you have offered, how much you have done, how much I am offering, how much I have done. If that becomes the basis of politics, the development agenda, then really that is going to help the country, because after 69 years also, there are good amount of areas where we are lagging behind.
Let's go across to our senior editor, Gauri Dwivedi, joining us right now live at this point. Gauri, it's very clear at this point that a massive political storm has come up over the outgoing Vice President's statement here, with his successor now taking umbrage to that.
Absolutely, Ritanshu, and if you really see Hamid Ansari, who demits the office, if you see his interview, it's actually a very scathing set of comments that he's made, that there is insecurity that's creeping up amongst the minorities, and it's undesirable, unacceptable. If you see the entire interview, those comments are very, very scathing. It was expected, but the manner in which, of course, it has been highlighted by Hamid Ansari does raise questions. Vice President-elect Venkaiah Naidu, who will be sworn in tomorrow, his remarks as well are very much on expected lines. He's, of course, will be sworn in tomorrow as the next Vice President of India. Remember, he is, of course, being backed by the BJP, by the Sangh, who have all along maintained that there has been a lot of Muslim appeasement politics that has happened in the last so many years that Congress has indulged in, and a lot of regional parties have also their entire locus stand, and a lot of regional parties have also their entire locus stand has been around Muslim appeasement in the name of secularism, which is what, of course, is likely to be brought to fore in coming days as Venkaiah Naidu takes to the office of the Vice President.
Indeed, Gauri. Let's once again listen in to that excerpt from the interview which is given by outgoing Vice President Hamid Ansari.
From all I hear from different quarters in the country, I heard the same thing in Bangalore, I've heard from other parts of the country. I hear a great deal more about it in North India. The problem has always been primarily a political problem, and it has to be addressed politically. Well, when young boys and girls come out onto the street and throw stones, day after day, week after week, month after month, it is something to worry about, because they are our children, they are our citizens. Firstly, it is a social aberration. It is not a religious requirement. The religious requirement is crystal clear, emphatic. There are no two views about it. But patriarchy, social customs has all crept into it to create a situation which is highly undesirable.
Meanwhile, support is also building in favor of Hamid Ansari. Asaruddin Owaisi has just come out and has given his view as well. Let's listen in.
हामिद अंसारी ने ये भी कहा, स्वामी विवेकानंद को कोट किया, उन्होंने आर्टिकल 14, 15, 16 के बारे में कहा कि अगर सबका साथ सबका विकास का जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर का ख्वाब है, जब तक 14, 15, 16 पर इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं होगा वो पूरा नहीं होगा। और सिर्फ मुसलमान नहीं कहा, उन्होंने कहा कि मुसलमान, ईसाई और दलित, तो इसमें गलत क्या है?
Gauri, the post of a vice president is supposed to be apolitical, but in the twilight era when one vice president is demitting office and another expected to take office soon, it seems political statements have been made by both these men.
One also needs to keep in mind, Britanshu, that Hamid Ansari was elected by Congress backing. Venkaiah Naidu, of course, is elected by backing of the BJP. There are two ends of the spectrum when it comes to the whole minority appeasement, secular politics that BJP has questioned in the last couple of years, saying that Congress has indulged in secular politics, Muslim appeasement, and which is why, of course, there are two ends of this entire argument that are being reflected by Hamid Ansari and Venkaiah Naidu. But as you rightly pointed out, as he was demitting office, questions are being raised that should he have come out with such scathing comments, such scathing remarks, because at the end of the day, it is a non-political constitutional post that he held. He is holding to today, and it remains to be seen that, history, of course, it's only going forward that we'll know whether or not Hamid Ansari's comments will go down well in future or not.
Indeed, Gauri. Let's listen to some more responses that have come in.
10 साल पूरी तरह एक अलग जिम्मा आपके सिर में आया और पूरी तरह एक एक पल संविधान के ही दायरे में चलाना, और आपने उसको बखूबी निभाने का भरपूर प्रयास किया। हो सकता है कुछ छटपटाहट रही होगी भीतर आपके अंदर भी, लेकिन आज के बाद शायद वो संकट आपको नहीं रहेगा, मुक्ति का आनंद भी रहेगा और अपने मूलभूत जो सोच रही होगी उसके अनुसार आपको कार्य करने का, सोचने का, बात बताने का अवसर भी मिलेगा।
हमारा देश सबसे सुरक्षित है, इसलिए तो सारा जो आसपास के देशों से जो भी वह समस्या होते हैं हमारा देश में ही आते हैं शरणार्थी बन के। क्यों? हिंदुस्तान में सेफ है माइनॉरिटीज के लिए, इसलिए यहाँ आते हैं। आप इधर उधर का बातें पे मत जाइए, वो लोग अपना बेकार का बातें करते हैं।
हमारे देश में कोई ऐसा वातावरण चल रहा है जैसे कि लोगों को असुरक्षित महसूस हो जाता है, ये ठीक नहीं है हमारे देश के लिए। भारत तो सबके देश है और सारे भारतीय, सारे भारतवासी इस देश में सुरक्षित सेंस पे जीना चाहिए।
Also interesting to note is that the Vice President's remark has caught the BJP off guard, because inside Parliament they were full of praises, like we just heard Prime Minister Narendra Modi's farewell speech for Mr. Ansari. Outside, a lot of them have come out quite disgruntled, saying that it's clear that Mr. Ansari is now looking for a political job, which is why he's making these statements.
Britanshu, inside house, there was no way that any leader could have publicly said anything untoward as far as the Vice President is concerned. And that, of course, showed in the flowery set of comments that was really made out in the farewell speeches and the kind of honor that was given to the Vice President. Yes, outside the House, there were a fair bit of remarks that came out that questioned whether or not Hamid Ansari should have made these kind of comments right now as he was demitting office. Remember, he's been the Vice President twice over. So for somebody who's held that post for that long, should he have made such a political set of remarks really remains to be seen. Yes, the BJP was taken off guard. They had no, as I said, you cannot question the Vice President openly. There is no way, because it's breach of privilege. No one can question him directly. But outside the House, yes, there were a fair bit of disgruntled voices that were sort of surprised, if not questioning, the set of remarks made by Hamid Ansari.
Meanwhile, responses continue to come in to what Mr. Ansari has said. Let's listen into some more of them.
While he was in the chair, he never sought answers. He never asked the agencies, and he has a huge staff. He could have asked for the data in detail. But data and detail is all contrary to the statement he's making. I thought he's a learned man who's well-educated and from bureaucratic background, but it seems he's behaving like an illiterate person who doesn't read, who doesn't check the facts, and is making a political beginning and inspired by the people who are responsible for this kind of feeling being spread in the mindsets of people.
भारत के मुसलमानों के लिए भारत से अच्छा देश और हिंदू से अच्छा दोस्त नहीं मिल सकता। पूरी दुनिया में अगर सबसे ज्यादा सुरक्षित और सबसे ज्यादा अधिकार प्राप्त मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी कहीं है तो वो भारत में है। भारत के मुसलमानों को भारत के संविधान ने बहुसंख्यक समाज के साथ बराबरी का दर्जा दिया है। दुनिया में ऐसी मिसाल नहीं है।
पता नहीं उन्होंने कहा या नहीं, अभी उन्हीं को विदाई दे रहे हैं आज। हाँ, देखते हैं। पता नहीं उन्होंने कहा या नहीं, अभी उन्हीं को विदाई दे रहे हैं आज। हाँ, देखते हैं।